Post is also planning a memorial early next week to remember the fallen. But this morning, there are still men and women fighting for their lives following the shooting. KXAN Sophia Beausoleil live from Scott and White Hospital in Temple, monitoring their updates. Sophia.
Hi, good morning, Brian. We actually have Dr. Matthew Davis. He is head of the trauma unit here at Scott and White Hospital. So you have some updates with patients. What is it?
So overnight, the patients have continued to improve. We had the 3 yesterday that were listed in serious condition, and we've upgraded them to fair. We also had one patient who was in good condition yesterday and was slated to go home, but ended up staying due to some late testing. He'll probably go home this morning fairly early. So they're doing better.
What are the kinds of injuries that they have?
These 3, in particular, the ones that are serious now in fair condition, have had the most grave injuries, and those included injuries to the spine, the soft tissues of the neck, as well as the abdomen.
Are they facing a life of not being able to walk again? What's the diagnosis looking like?
Well, I think that the diagnosis and the prognosis right now is a little bit uncertain. They've continued to improve and are moving much better, so I think we're hopeful in that regard. We continue to have our neurosurgeons and our spine surgeons evaluating them continuously.
For you as a doctor, talk about how their attitudes have been, seeing them go through something so traumatic and so unexpected.
Yeah, I think I'm always impressed with the soldiers and the way they respond to these adverse events. It's kind of human nature, but it's most particularly exemplified in our servicemen and women. And they've always been very optimistic and hopeful, very appreciative people. I think that there is clearly some sadness and frustration about this happening, and as they begin to understand now the extent of their injuries, and clearly they're going to have some frustration about that and just wanting to get back to being healthy quickly.
For when it comes to the way that the hospital reacted to everything, how would you say everything went overall?
I was very pleased with the overall response. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I always find little things I think we can improve upon. We unfortunately had the experience back in 2009 to get the first run at this, and I was very proud of how the system ran at that time, and I think that we used that as a time to look forward and work with our partners at Darnell and throughout the region, including the EMS folks and everybody, to practice and to get better over and over at this. And I think that those practice runs paid off in huge dividends for us over the past few days.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. We appreciate your time. And that's Dr. Matthew Davis. He is the head for the trauma unit here at Scott and White Hospital. Coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to talk about some of the victims and what their families have had to say. Reporting live from Temple, Texas, Sophia Beausoleil, KXAN News.
All right, Sophia, thank you. 7:04 right now. And a Texas lawmaker says there